Today begins the second bend of our unit. I'd love to celebrate by hanging a giant piñata here. Then one of you could smash it open and all the treats would spill around. I'm thinking about that giant piñata because the great researcher Annie Dillard compares her work as a science writer to the experience of swatting open a giant piñata. She used that image when she was researching rocks. When studying rocks, researchers quite literally crack them open to see their insides. But I'm convinced that Annie Dillard would urge us to swat open the topic of competitive sports as well. Dillard describes her study of rocks by saying, "The rocks I'd seen in my life looked dull because, in all ignorance, I never thought to knock them open. People have cracked open ordinary New England pegmatite, big and coarse granite, and laid bare clusters of red garnets or topaz crystals, chrysoberyl, spodumene, emeralds. They held in their hands crystals that had hung in a hole in the dark for 1 billion years unseen." I was all for it. I would lay about me right and left with a hammer and bash the landscape to bits. I would crack open the earth's crust like a piñata and spread to the light the vivid prizes. You and I need to do just what Annie Dillard did. We need to crack open the topic of competitive sports and lay bare all of the many subtopics that we find within it. Today, I want to teach you that even when a researcher is charged with the task of studying a particular topic, one of the first jobs she needs to do is to clarify the focal question or subtopic. Picture the topic. Are competitive sports mostly a good thing or mostly not a good thing? As a piñata hanging right over our heads. Within that piñata topic, there are lots and lots of more focused issues or subtopics, each one complicated and important enough that it could merit research attention. So right now, I want you to pause the video and do some brainstorming. Jot subtopics that are within the piñata topic, thinking especially about topics that you might like to research. So our class piñata might look something like this. Is there anything that you want to add to the list? Writers, researchers. I'm hoping that you have learned that whenever you are debating an issue, one of the first things to think about is this: what issue exactly do I want to take up? Of course, sometimes in the midst of your research, the issue you want to research will change for you, and that's fine. But you always want to think about what exactly the point of contention is for you. For the next 10 days or so, you'll be researching one of the topics that you suggested merits more research. Then, in a little over 2 weeks, we will have a symposium of sorts on competitive sports. As you have seen from your research so far, there are lots of passionate opinions on this issue. I'm hoping that you'll lead the symposium and help people to consider some of the complicated subtopics around the issue of competitive sports. There are people that are interested in hearing what you have to say about your subtopics, and you'll want to be the type of researcher that is ready to answer questions about your position, informed by the latest literature on the topic. Your first job will be to look through the research materials, thinking about the two sides of the issue and collecting information, pro and con. As you do this, you'll be working to have your own claim in place by the end of today's lesson. Remember to keep as open mind as possible to postpone closure, and make sure you organize your notes as you've learned to do. Okay, researchers, get started. Off you go.